older, so I'm just happy that we're here. March 7th. I believe, did they announce that it's here? And
Yeah,
they just say
yeah.
March 7th? Yeah.
Yep.
March 7th is in Las Vegas, the 9th Island, baby. It's good to be home, so I can't wait.
Yeah, you said you were down to fight Charles, but you want to kind of do it on your terms, fight in Las Vegas.
Yes,
You've
sir.
had good history here.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's a fight that everyone wants to see. It's a really exciting fight. So for you, when you think about it, though, how does it play out between Charles and you?
I go out there, I get my...
And I know that you watched Charles Oliveira's last fight and kind of had a reaction to that. Were you streaming when you watched that actually? Or you streamed like right after, right? So you were kind of on top of that.
Yeah, my stream started right after. I mean, that's the fight I want, That's the fight I want. That's a fight a lot of people want to see. We have history. A lot of, there's not too much people right now that people are considering BMFs.
Right.
But on that very short list, on a very short list, Charles Oliveira is one of them. So, you telling me that I get to go out there and defend the BMF title again against a man who's very respected, who I have history with, and the first time that they talk about our fight, or he talks about it, is an injury, so and whatever. So let's go figure it out. Let's figure it out then. If you believe that the first one was because of the injury, and everybody's gonna come at me, and social media is gonna come at me after this, it's light, because at the end of the day, if you guys really did your research, nothing was ever found for an injury when he got released from the doctor. So at the end of the day, I would love that fight. He did great things. He actually was a champion at one point, and me getting another win over a top 5 guy would only be me closer to a title shot where I eventually want to be.
History rarely gives fighters a second chance to settle unfinished business. But this time, the door has been blown wide open. Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway, two legends of mixed martial arts, are set to collide once again in a fight that promises fireworks from the very first second. This isn't just a nostalgic rematch meant to revisit the past. Both fighters have transformed dramatically since their first meeting. Max Holloway evolved into one of the most relentless strikers the sport has ever seen, breaking records with his incredible pace and volume inside the octagon. Charles Oliveira, on the other hand, became one of the most dangerous finishers in MMA history, a master of submissions capable of ending fights in an instant. So what we're witnessing here is far more than a simple rematch. It's a clash of two legendary careers that have taken completely different paths, now crossing again to settle a rivalry that was never truly resolved. The stakes are massive, and the anticipation among fans couldn't be higher.
That's Oliveira versus Holloway. I know you said that's Holloway. But that's Oliveira versus Holloway, which is a sick fight. I reckon Oliveira is going to win that one.
But for Max Holloway, this fight isn't about chasing history or adding another big name to his resume. The opportunity came together because the timing was right, and because there was unfinished business still lingering between him and Oliveira. Max had been eager to return to the octagon before the year ended. In interviews and on social media, it was clear he wanted another challenge. But first, he needed to give his body enough time to fully recover from his previous war inside the cage. At the highest level of MMA, recovery isn't just about feeling healthy again. It's about making sure you can perform at your absolute best when the cage door closes. Once the doctors cleared him and the recovery process was complete, Max stepped right back into the spotlight. Soon after, the offer arrived, a chance to face Charles Oliveira again and compete for the BMF title in a rematch fans had been waiting years to see. Without hesitation, Holloway accepted.
Pretty exciting. Tell us how it came about and your thoughts on fighting Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to go before the end of the year, but after that last fight, we had some injuries that we had to take care of. But we're here now, at the end of the day, with everything going on, I'm just happy to throw my name in the mix, put my name in the hat, and we got Charles, for the BMF title.
When Max Holloway speaks about Charles Oliveira, his words are direct and respectful. He openly acknowledges the incredible run Oliveira has had, defeating elite opponents and building a championship resume that speaks for itself. But respect doesn't mean hesitation. Holloway understands exactly how dangerous Oliveira is, but he also believes that this kind of high-stakes fight is where he thrives the most. When you break down their styles, it's clear both fighters are comfortable in chaos. Neither man backs down when the pressure rises. Instead, they push forward, embracing the intensity of the moment. Max believes there's one thing fans can be absolutely certain about. Once the fight begins, it won't turn into a slow tactical battle. It will become an all-out war, raw, unpredictable combat that true MMA fans live for.
And it's Charles Oliveira, your opponent. He wanted this fight. He asked for you. He asked for you for the BMF belt. What are your thoughts on Charles's career? Because like yourself, he's been a champion. He's had an incredible fighting career, beat the best of the best. What kind of challenge does he present for you?
Amazing fighter, great fighter. I mean, just sucks that he got to run into me again.
We know his submission skills. We know that obviously he holds that record. We know absolutely everything you can do in the octagon as well. But who imposes their will? What sort of matchup are we expecting between the two of you? We know you're going to throw down, but what does it look like stylistically?
It's going to be a fun fight, you know. He's a fighter. He's your fighter's favorite fighter. I'm your fighter's favorite fighter. And that's what you're going to get, you know. A lot of fans online they're kind of heartbroken about this fight happening, you know. So at the end of the day, I get it. It is what it is. Whenever you get a Charles Oliveira, whenever you get myself fighting, you know it's going to be a fight. So
from Charles Oliveira's perspective, this fight is all about capitalizing on every opportunity that presents itself. Whether it happens in the opening exchange or during the final moments of the fight, Oliveira plans to attack without hesitation. If the fight stays on the feet, he's confident in his improved striking. If it goes to the ground, he'll rely on the submission skills that have finished so many elite opponents throughout his career. His goal is simple: control the pace from the start and never allow Holloway to get comfortable. By constantly mixing striking with grappling and applying relentless pressure, Oliveira aims to keep his opponent guessing at every moment. For Charles, predicting how the fight ends doesn't matter. What matters is imposing his will, dictating the action, and making sure the fight unfolds exactly the way he wants it to.
How'd you get your hand raised?
E como é que esse braço vai ser levantado?
Com certeza vai ser uma grande luta, né? Tudo pode acontecer. A gente tá falando sobre MMA, eu vou caçar o tempo inteiro, ou eu vou nocautear, eu vou finalizar, eu quero vencer.
For sure it's going to be a great fight. Listen, anything can happen. It's MMA. I'm going to be hunting all the time. May not knock him out, maybe finish him, but I'm going to for sure.
Despite his confidence, Charles Oliveira has also made it clear that he respects Max Holloway's achievements and abilities. He knows exactly what kind of challenge Holloway brings into the cage. However, Oliveira believes their first fight never showed the full version of what he was capable of. According to him, injuries affected his performance back then, limiting his movement and preventing him from executing the game plan he had prepared. Now, fully healthy and mentally sharper than ever, Oliveira sees this rematch as the perfect chance to prove what he can really do. For him, this isn't just another fight on the schedule. It's an opportunity to finally close a chapter that has remained unfinished for years, and to give the fans the definitive answer about who the better fighter truly is when both men are at their very best.